Okay. So the best moment of my life was also the scariest in many ways. I had a hang glider crash years ago, 31 years ago, that almost killed me, and it actually made all my good experiences subsequently better, and the bad ones a little easier to take, because I realized I didn't deserve to be alive to experience those. So here's what happened. We were flying south of San Francisco at Fort Funston. Had a bamboo and plastic kite that I'd made. I was there with a few friends. It's about a 100-foot cliff. It took off. This kite didn't have a harness. It had parallel bars that you hung from. And immediately I was off at about 90 degrees. I mean, it was a very sharp turn. I couldn't control it. And I really thought I was going to fly off. It felt like I weighed about 500 pounds. And after a second, I realized I wasn't going to pop off, and the kite didn't break. But I was out like this. I could see the horizon line of the Pacific Ocean through my feet, so I was just right out. Then I realized, okay, in about 2 seconds, I'm going to come around and crash into the cliff at 30 or 40 miles an hour. And I had this gut feeling that I was dead. It wasn't an intellectual thing at all. I knew that I was dead. It was just the end. And I had this very profound thought. I wonder if it's going to hurt to die. That was it. So anyway, I hit the cliff, and I didn't get knocked out, but I was stunned. And I was there. I thought, my God, I'm alive. And then I thought, well, okay, I must have broken my back or broken my neck. So I started wiggling my fingers and toes, and they worked. And it was amazing. And I hadn't rolled down the cliff. I sort of stuck, which was also miraculous. Anyway, for the rest of the day, I felt like I was floating. And again, it wasn't an intellectual, mystical thing or something. It was like I just physically felt like I was about a foot off the ground. So that night we went out to dinner. I stepped off the curb. This car comes screeching to a halt, and it just stopped a few inches away from me. And my wife, my friends, they were horrified. And the guy was really upset, the driver, and I started laughing. And I couldn't stop laughing. I couldn't stop. And later on, I realized the reason I was laughing was it would have been so ironic to, miss getting killed that morning in a hang glider crash of all things, and then to kill myself just by stepping off a curb. But the other thing I realized was everybody was worried about it, and I felt light as a feather. It was like it didn't matter, because I was like a walking dead man already. I'd already died, basically, and so the fact that I'd lived a few more hours was just gravy. It was like frosting on the cake. And anyways, I flashed back to that a lot of times since then. I mean, having kids, all the good experiences are like better because I'm here, and I should have died years ago. And the bad experiences, I feel sometimes a flashback to, wait a minute, what are you complaining about? You should have died before. You should be happy. So anyways, this experience made my life better in a lot of ways.